You've been thinking about dental implants, but something's holding you back. What if something goes wrong? So I'm counting down the 5 most common things that can go horribly wrong when getting dental implants. And number 2 is something I absolutely hate, but I hear about it all the time. Before we get into it, if you're wondering what dental implants might cost, I've got something helpful for you. Our free dental implant cost guide. It's linked below this video. It breaks down what's usually included and what's sometimes not. Let's start with the most serious. Dental implant failure. This happens when the implant doesn't bond with the bone or comes loose later on. And yes, it can happen. Common causes include poor bone quality or not enough bone. An unhealthy habit like smoking can have a really negative impact on the implant integrating itself. Over the course of 4 to 6 months after the implant is placed, it needs to have ideal conditions so your body can create more bone to grow into the implants and completely lock them in. If that process or the healing in general is compromised by a lack of control in the blood sugar, unfortunately, the case might not be successful. And believe it or not, in dentistry, any licensed dentist can place implants, whether or not they've taken at minimum a weekend course. All that's required to start is a dental license. Now, contrast that with where I practice, where every case is handled by an experienced surgeon and staff using a process built from over a decade of research and development. We deliver permanent teeth in just 24 hours, and we're proud to have a 99.13% success rate, which is well above the industry average. So, an important question to ask before accepting treatment is, how experienced is the person placing the implants? This next one is a big problem. Remember, during the COVID era, when you'd go to order an appliance, you'd expect it to get delivered in maybe a week or 2, but then they would tell you that it would take several months. This is a lot like number 4, waiting too long to get permanent teeth. This scenario happens to most people who expect their permanent teeth quickly, but get stuck in these temporary healing dentures for much longer. One of my coworkers told me a true story of a poor guy who had waited over a year and didn't have any teeth in his mouth because the healing set that they gave him broke over and over again, and it was going to take a week before they could get him the new temporary replacement teeth. It's a nightmare. Which brings us to number 3, healing teeth that can crack or shift. Now, most places are still doing things the old way. Here's what they do after your surgery. They either take your old denture or create a new one, drill holes into it, and then mount it onto your implants. So yes, technically you're getting teeth right after surgery, but here's what they really look like. As you can see, it's not exactly ideal. It's not just unattractive, it's a huge disservice to patients, and it attracts plaque and bacteria. Why would I say that? Because while it sounds great, you get teeth the same day. What you're actually getting is a patched up, flexible denture that's not truly a stable, functional solution. And that's a problem. It's very common for this temporary to fracture during the healing process. In fact, it almost always does. As I mentioned in the last point, we have a process that gives you permanent, incredibly strong teeth in just 24 hours after surgery. It's a one and done, game-changing process. So an important question to ask is, what materials are the teeth that I'll be getting right after surgery made from? And what happens if they break? Now we're at number 2. Remember I told you that I hate this one the most? Have you ever bought a car and brought it into a mechanic and they tell you that, oh, it's gonna be $150, easy fix. And when you come to pick it back up, they say, oh, you know what? Actually, it's gonna be a little bit more than that. We need to replace this, that, and your cabin, your filter was bad. Now the bill's over $500. You wish they'd just been upfront and trustworthy since the beginning. That's number 2. The thing that can go wrong? Surprise charges. Some dental implant quotes will leave you out the cost of sedation, extractions, or even the temporary teeth replacements, if and when they break. So the final price ends up being much higher than what you signed up for. It's because of this that we created the free dental implant cost guide, so people know exactly what to expect. Also, Nuvia has an all-inclusive price. Everything is included. Even if we find out that you may need more advanced procedures during the surgery, we've got you covered at no extra cost. So before you move forward with dental implants, make sure that you ask, can I get a full breakdown of what's included and what's not? That way, there's no surprises later. Or just come to Nuvia for peace of mind. Now, the big number 1 thing that can go wrong. Have you ever bought a new mattress and in the store it felt great for the 2 minutes you laid on it, but during the first week, the mattress just doesn't feel right? Whether it's a little too firm or soft, you can't exactly return it, And now you feel it every single day. In my opinion, this is the #1 thing that goes wrong with dental implants: getting teeth that don't fit right. If implants are placed without precision, the final teeth might look okay, but they may not fit right, or the bite may not be perfect. You might notice issues with how you chew, talk, and maybe even develop problems like TMJ. This is the old way of doing the manual, gooey impression molds and the wax try-ins, and that's obsolete. We use high-tech digital 3D scans of your mouth that gives us the ability to craft perfectly unique teeth that could only fit your mouth, leading to our 99.13% success rate. This completely eliminates the human error of physical impressions. Plus, who likes gagging on goo for a half an hour? If you'd like to quickly see if you can become a candidate for permanent teeth in 24 hours, take our 60-second quiz in the description. The truth is, when getting dental implants, things can go horribly wrong or wonderfully right. It mostly depends on who you choose to perform the procedure. I've personally experienced dental implants change thousands of lives for the better. But what is it like having full dental implants for over 2 years? The good and the bad. Tap this video here to watch Ricky share the real and raw of what you can expect.